Yes, the saga continues. This is part 3, and I must urge you to watch part 1 and 2 for the sake of story and continuity. There's a lot that you're going to miss out on if you're just watching part 3, but it's purely up to you. We can start here if you want, but it's not what I recommend. So this is part 3, and I think this will be the final part. We're very close to the end, and without any hesitation, let's get right into the action. Let's get through this.
Will you remember me? After all, I could never forget you. And how can I even begin to thank you for all that you've done for me? You protected me from a world that I was too weak to bear. But now the distant shores of another reality are calling me home. To something I've never seen before. A dangerous and unpredictable world lies ahead of me. But I'm ready to let loose the sails.
Can we get up here? It looks like we can, but... Nope. Just teasing us. Oh well. Ooh. There's some stuff to read here, so you can pause right here and read it, but I'm not going to do it in real time.
My father once recited a poem to me about an older world. I believe it was called Dover Beach. I can still remember the imagery, just the words that escape me. We stood at the shoreline, waves crashing in, each wave eroding yet another piece of what I once believed. I think my father saw what was happening to me. He saw the dwindling of my dreams, the death of discovery. I could no longer rely on ABBA to build my dreams back up. Left with nothing, I convinced myself that there were no dreams.
Now, if you have watched part 1 and 2, you'll get the impression I'm a bit soured on this game. But, not so. I'm starting to enjoy it more and more for what it is. Sure, there's not much to do, and not many puzzles to solve, not many things to activate, but it's an experience nonetheless. An experience that becomes more enjoyable when you actually read the stories and the Solomon's notes. So this has a purpose after all. Well, that little mystery solved.
is. The leap. Goodbye, my old friend.
I'm guessing once again we have to take a jump here. Chapter 10, The New.
If this final dream before the new is to be trusted, then all life follows the pattern of broken progression. Some call it redemptive history, still others call it galvanization, yet the trajectory is undoubtedly the same. We exist on a familiar shoreline, with the waters lapping at our feet. We look back and see an explored and thus frozen world. Then, as if subconsciously recognizing the need for change, we dive into a prison of even further inactivity. My prison was my only friend, it seems, but even he saw fit to spit me upon a new shore.
Ooh, there's people here. But I'm guessing they're stone statues, like just about everyone else. Stone statues and corpses.
I won't lie, I do miss Leviathan. It wasn't his fault that I was a parasite. But was he necessary at all? After being cast out, was devolution in his stomach the appropriate next step? Why couldn't I have simply washed ashore to the old city?
This scene is simply stunning. It's just amazing. Look at the architecture, the lighting, it's fantastic. Feast for the eyes, as they say. He certainly seems to like the view. Can't disagree. Oh, there might be something here. Another statue.
Perhaps Leviathan existed for me to discover him, even if that which I explored was my prison. Perhaps I simply needed to see the stagnation before evolving.
It's definitely a whale.
When I was a child, I was given a rowboat. I wanted to sail, so the universe built me a galleon. How unfortunate that, when I got older, I no longer wished to explore.
Definitely a whale and underwater theme going on here. Perhaps we'll learn more as we progress.
I am going to explore again. I'm going to board my vessel and sail into an unknown world to dream all the more. I'll leave this dream behind to feel the sand of other shores in my hand and let it loose as I travel inward towards newness. First, however, I'll make one last dive into Abyss.
This dining hall looks like the same one we saw earlier. There's one way to check. It's like the statues. Yeah, he looks the same. So does she. So this is the same dining hall, it's just a bit different. Another jump. Really need to come up with different ways of transportation in this game. Chapter 11, Leviathan. The final chapter.
Here lies my captor, the great sleeping fish. My foundation's been disintegrated. I'm left with nothing but void. However, the baby of belief need not be thrown out with the bathwater of certainty. An assertion from an assumption is still an assertion, making any deduction from that foundation subject to critique. I may not be able to... Like a child, I regressed with no end. Over and over I asked, why? As each answer demanded further questioning. Eventually, I convinced myself that the regression was nonsensical, by nature of it being childish. But what if that childlike curiosity is the vessel that can bring us to usefulness? What if we put aside the certainty and adopt discovery?
Beautiful underwater scene. Really wish I could talk more about something other than graphics, but hey, what can I talk about? That's what this game is. Graphics and
I think
story.
I was wrong. Dover isn't where my dreams died. It's where one dream took over. I dreamt that I had no dreams. I dreamt that Dover smothered my belief with certainty. In truth, a truth that I cannot know, Dover ran red. The dream of realism created a monopoly of comfortable stagnation that held me hostage until I could do nothing but cling to Leviathan's innards for safety. My belief was not truly killed, it was captured. One belief was deemed more true than another, and I convinced myself that I was correct. I convinced myself that I could be correct. What if this dream's monopoly was disintegrated? What if I could explore a multiplicity of dreams, never quite knowing which ones are a reality? Truth must be compatible with itself, but what happens when truth is unattainable? Truth must be compatible with itself based on a starting point I can't prove. I can't assert which dream is not a dream at all because they're all just dreams. Why not discover the dreams I can't control, rather than hiding portions of them away to let what I was certain of flourish? I would tell myself that the real world has shown itself like a clear blue sky, spotless in its vast and flat nature. I tricked my own mind into believing that belief itself was not present. Now that the illusion has been revealed, I'm left believing that I can't know.
Whoa. Hello, there's that crab thing I saw back in the sewer. Can I do anything with him? Guess I can get on top of him. That seems about it, really.
The Dweller's dreams could function within themselves, from their foundation, as long as the factions recognize that foundation as a dream. What point would there be in conflict if the dreams cannot truly be controlled? They have their dreams and they cannot assert which is superior. So why not sail? Solomon saw the illusion for what it was. He saw that the lack of dreams was a dream itself. His downfall was in his pessimism, however. He saw the manifesting process of dreams to be too slow. But of course it is, my dear Solomon. The dreams will never manifest in our lifetime, but that's where they have their worth. The dream, the ideal, is an object whose grasp should never be fully achieved. It is in the desire for the object that our true desire should lie. We should desire to desire, and in presenting the ideal to a fallen world, we will make incremental steps towards perfection as the eschaton approaches. One giant leap for a man, one small step for mankind, Solomon.
Is this Jabu Jabu? Is this Legend of Zelda? Am I gonna get a boomerang out of this?
One last look at my cage. One last dive into the abyss of negativity. A terrible world full of terrible people, yes, but that can be changed. Epistemic humility can regress to the deconstruction of stagnation. What I previously thought to be stagnation itself, the lack of any true knowledge, is simply the deconstruction of an anchor, freeing us to traverse the unexplored.
This is cool.
I swam the depths. I confronted the bottom of the redemptive checkmark. I was far more negative than those who still cling to certainty, but that's part of the progression. It's part of the broken progression. In this respect, we cannot improve without first deconstructing. Now, all that's left is to rise to the surface, board my vessel, and set sail for a new and terrifyingly uncertain world. The old city has called, and I wish that more would have the bravery to join me on my journey.
This looks like where we were earlier. But this isn't broken this time. Okay, I think that's it. I think this is the end of the game. Well, it's certainly been an interesting journey. Did I enjoy myself? Yeah, I did. Can I recommend it to people? Well, probably not. I mean, if you enjoyed the Stanley Parable and if you like games like this and this is what you're after, then sure, go for it. But this certainly isn't everyone's cup of tea. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed our little saga. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and click like and subscribe, because there's certainly more videos in the works. As always, thanks for watching.